I would say that well, I'm live right now. The only reason why I think I'm going live is because, for one, I don't really go live too much at all. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sit this here. So I'll sit it down right there and sit right here. Images. Yes, I will. Yep. I'm gonna put this up here. Mm-hmm. How many of y'all drink green tea? Green tea. I'm I'm proud of it. A lot of people don't like it being gray. It doesn't make you old. It means you are wise. It means you're smart. You're a smart man. Yep. Gray represents wisdom. You know, I was thinking, I said, when I make 75, my hair probably be more pure white. I don't know. It might have to get old. I might have to be in my 80s or something if I live to get that old. But the majority of my beard is white. I like that though. You know, it really looks good. Like when I was in my 20s and stuff, I used to look at a lot of the older people and the older men and the older women. They had white hair all over their head, and I used to, and the men, I said that really looks nice. You know, I used to say that it really brings our people out. You know, because you think about it, Christ had white woolly hair. Yep. You don't believe me? Look in Revelation 1 and 14. Your depicted description of God, of what he looked like. He was a man of color, and the Bible says that he had his hair in his head. His hair was on his head was white like wool. All over his head, his hair was white. John was given a depicted. The Most High showed John how he looked. He gave him records. Left there are records in biblical records in history in the Bible. The Bible is a history book that shows and it gives a depicted description of how the Messiah looked. You know, it does. It gives you a strong depicted description of in a record. You know what I mean? You know how when you were born in the hospital, they they leave you your left records of the day you was born. That's how you can tell when you come around because you remember that was a time and date in which the day you was born. That's the same way it is with the Most High God. Like let me give you another example. The Sabbath, for example. The Sabbath of creation, the day of worship was given to the Jews. It was given to the Jews. God's laws was not given to the Gentiles. It was only given to the Jews. Now, a lot of people will try to tell you that God gave his laws to everybody, every nation. No, he didn't do that. He gave his laws to only the nation of Israel, the Jews, not Jewish, not with Jewish with an S on there. I mean, with an I. I think it's I in there. I think Jewish. No, it don't have an I in it. He gave his laws to the Jews, the real Jews. There's a difference in between the real Jews and a so-called Jew or Jewish. Jewish is a fake Jew. So, Even in the New Testament, he said he will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, right? Those were the only people that he said he gonna make his covenant with was the house of Israel and the house of Judah. That's it. He didn't say it, no other nation. If you look throughout anywhere in the New Testament, you would never see where he said he's gonna make a covenant with the Moabites, Chinese, the Edomites, you know, and all of that. You know, the so-called white man and the East Indian man, England, what's these other German, Italians, all of that. He said he was only gonna do it with the Jews, with the real Jews. That's right there in Hebrews chapter 10 and 16. Hebrews 10, 16, Hebrews 9 and 16. You'll find in Hebrews 9 and 16. Then you'll look in James chapter 1, verse 1, where when James, which was God's brother, he says that the 12 tribes, to the 12, this was a letter that was given to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad. So based upon that, his laws were only given to the nation of Israel. If you look in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, the third book of the Bible, Numbers, that's the fourth book, and Deuteronomy is the fifth book of the Bible. Those, if you look all throughout all them books, it's going to tell you Israel, Israel, Israel. Speak unto the children of Israel. God spake unto Moses, speak unto the children of Israel. God spake unto Moses, speak unto the children of Israel. That's all you're going to see all over the Bible, mainly throughout the first 5 books of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. He ain't speaking to no other nation. He's saying, speak to the children of Israel. The Israelites were the only one that was in bondage, right? There wasn't no other people that was enslaved. There wasn't no Egyptians, which were the African people. They was not enslaved. None of those other nations. The Italian was, the Germans wasn't enslaved. The Spain wasn't, the people of Spain, they wasn't, I mean, the Spaniards, or whatever you want to call them, they wasn't enslaved. The Irish people wasn't enslaved. None of those people was not enslaved. None of them. Only the Israelites was enslaved. So only the laws was given only to the nation of Israel. It wasn't given to everybody. A lot of people think that his laws was given to everybody. Now they might try to take and use that text in Revelation 7, where it says to every nation, kindred, and tongue, and people, and all of that, saying that John saw a number that no man could number. No, the number that John saw was only the Jews. It was only for the Israelites. It was only he said, because remember that the Bible says that they will be as the numbers as the sand of the sea. You see what I'm saying? You can use other scripture references for that. You go right there in Hosea chapter 1, and you'll see where it talks about where the children of Israel is as the numbers of sand of the sea. And you can look right there in Exodus chapter 1 and read the whole in verse 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It talks about how the children of Israel multiplied. The more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied. So when it says a number that no man can number, that means they're going to be the house full of Israelites. But a lot of people thinking that it's going to be from it's going to be some non-Israelites there. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be born into being a Jew. You can't just adopt being a Jew, you know, based upon what I have read. You know, it's just like if your mother have 5 children. If your mother have 5 children and somebody else outside that realm come and say, oh, I'm gonna be that mother, I'm gonna be that, they can adopt them and claim them and say that word and treat them as their own, but that will never make them the real father of that child. That's not going to make them the real father of that child. You have to be that real. The only way that I can be a real, that can be my real dad, I'm just saying it like that, is that I would have to be born or came from that. You know what I'm saying? You would have to literally have came out of that womb to say that. Ain't no such thing as converted. You can't convert to being a Jew. You have to be born into being in order to say that you're a Jew. You have to be born into it. I can't. Let me say it again. Let me reiterate again. I can't say that that's my real mother, if the real father, if I didn't come from there. I have to act in order for me to be the real mother and that to be my real mother and real father. I would have to literally have came out of their womb and have been born into that family literally in order for me to say that I'm a real Jew. Just like white folks can't come up and say that I'm white because I didn't come out of the white womb. I have to literally have been born and came out of a white womb in order for me to sit up and call myself a so-called white person or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that would never make me be that. Just because a person, matter of fact, that white folks, if a black person call themselves trying to say, oh, that's my family and this and that, them white folks ain't gonna claim you no way, which we not looking for them to claim, but they not gonna claim a black person like that. They'll look at you if you can be half black and like your daddy can be white and your mama can be white and your daddy can be black. They still look at they gonna look at you like, yeah, you mixed. That's how they see you. They're gonna look at you and call you black. You still gonna be a black man in their book, which that's what the father is. But if your mother is let's say your mother is is white and your so-called white and your father's a so-called black man, that child gonna be what that father is. They usually say from the mother, it doesn't really matter what the mother, you are what, because the father is the one that planted that seed. It matters what the father is, because in the Bible it goes by it says by the house of your fathers. You see what I'm saying? Or you are what that's what your blood, you are what your father is based upon the bloodline, because he carries the seed and that bloodline goes all the way back to him. Whatever your father is, that's what your culture is. It doesn't matter what the mother is. Your mother can be England somewhere, but that's not going to determine whether you may be able to share some that she can give you some culture of England or whatever. But if your father is a Jamaican, that means that the lineage gonna come through the father. That's what your lineage. That's what your inheritance. That's what your bloodline is. Your bloodline goes back, and that's your real lineage of what the father is. You see what I'm saying? Because first and foremost, you're gonna get most of your culture is what your father is, not the mother. What the father is, because the father is the one that come and plant that seed there. Thing. So the lineage goes all the way back to the father's lineage. That's why it's so important, according to the Bible, is that a lot of people, it's important to know what seed you're married, what person you're allowed to plant the seed in you, because it will determine whether your children will be, based upon what I've been reading, saved or not. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. You see what I'm saying? If y'all hear anything in the background, don't pay that in mind. Yeah, it's probably just some background in there. But this really is an interesting topic, and in the Bible it tells you to don't marry amongst and don't mix and mingle your seed with the other nations and stuff like that. It does say that. So maybe I don't want to. I tell you what, I'm gonna come back and look for another part. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna either put it on this channel, I'm gonna put it on Clarence Ray YouTube, or either this channel. One of the two. If I come back, you'll know that I'm gonna speak on this here. So look out for the second part of this video. You haven't gotten the information in here, in this video, but I will come back and I will make sure that I give you an update on this video. Peace and love to my people of color, and I'm out.